Hello, my amazing people. I greet you according to your
It's
time.
Money on the
If it's your
beat.
first time and you like what we're doing here,
And you're welcome to
subscribe,
Linda's
turn your
TV show,
notification bell to all notifications.
the home of news
It's
and
very important
analysis,
because it will enable you
where
to
you
know
get your
when we
information
upload
about the
new
happenings in the
videos.
globe,
Here we react to
especially
all
in
sorts of
Nigeria.
videos, we educate, we inform the members of the public about what is happening. And to you, I appreciate you for creating this wonderful platform that we are using to disseminate information. At the same time, I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote violence, we do not promote hate speech, we do not promote misleading information. Rather, we are here to educate, inform the members of the public, and also to remind you that a good percent you would find yourself. Every country in the world have this.
So the security agencies have been encouraged to recklessness. And recklessness not about spoken word. Recklessness with gun, killing Nigerian citizens. So if anybody, when Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all these illegalities that the federal government and their security agencies committed, all they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what will be the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What will be the basis of it? And look at the whole panel, about 7 judges, not one Igbo man, not one person from the southeast, not one person from the south. So it's a contrived business to put that boy, to put him behind bar. And we have been asking that they should turn him to Kuje prison. They refuse. Why wouldn't they allow him to go to Kuje prison? Why keep him at the DSS? Why? So it shows you that Nigeria is not interested in fighting insecurity. Because if they were interested and they love this country, they would have seen that Nnamdi Kanu is a major instrument that will bring security. Southeast will be a beginning. The other parts of the country would have been a follow-up. So it's unfortunate that you condemn security forces for the crimes they commit, and you exonerate them by keeping Nnamdi Kanu there and asking that we go back again, to start case from, Federal High Court Africa. What actually is the sin of Nnamdi Kanu? Asking for justice for everything. That's what he's saying. That the Southeast has been completely, excommunicated from everything that happens in this country. So we pray that this young man, I don't know whether you have had the privilege to speak with him, one of the most brilliant young men you can ever come across. Not only is he brilliant, but well spoken. Why this country shows you that we have no values. Can you imagine a boy that a whole zone respects? A whole zone respects him. Who else, apart from M.I. Okpara in those days and Dr. Nnamdi, they don't have as much respect as this young man. That would have been an advantage for Tinubu and his government with the National Security Advisor to say, look, how do we seriously start to curb this insecurity in the country? If this boy is so loved by his people, why don't we sit him down and discuss with him, know where he's coming from? If there are things he's agitating against we can solve, we start doing something. And look at Northwest and Northeast. Look at where the country is today. Everywhere is war, killing people. Killing is no more, it's an admirable, concept in Nigeria now. Any day nobody is killed, you don't hear it any, it's abnormal. But in a normal day, hundreds killed in herdsmen in Plano Plateau, in southern Kaduna, in the southeast, then not to talk of the bandits and Boko Haram in northeast and northwest. That one is a daily occurrence, killing hundreds of them. We're a country without statistics. If we have good statistics, people will riot to know the number of Nigerians who are dying. Every town now, in all parts of the country, people are burying people. People go to bed, they won't wake up. So it's all cumulative effect of total insecurity. Probably you do work somewhere, nobody pays you. You are working for somebody, you are not paid. You go to bed, you are thinking of what you will tell your wife in the morning. You can't pay school fees. The man goes to bed and won't wake up. And will say, God, please take my life. Why am I living? When a man cannot take care of his immediate family, what life is it anymore? And you don't want people to react young men leave school, no work, and they see somebody who rigged an election and goes to Abuja and he buys a armored plated jeep for 160 million, and he wants him to go and sleep. His parents sell their property to train our young men and women, and they come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They can't say good morning, thank you to their parents. They look at their parents without any hope of tomorrow. Parents who have trained their children, we should have hope that their children should get back to train, take care of them. But it's not the case in Nigeria. And we don't appear, our legislators are not interested. Executive all over the place are not interested. So I don't know how this problem will be sorted out. I normally find it very difficult to discuss a profession that I'm not one. But common sense also tells you that you can reason. If somebody is talking, you can reason. But it's painful because some patriotic peoples, I saw 1 or 2 senators there who left everything they were doing to come to the Supreme Court with some hope. Because if you listen to the judgment of the appeal court, it was fundamentally very literate, accommodating on every aspect of it. So people were very hopeful that the appeal court would uphold the judgment of the Court of Appeal. The Supreme Court will uphold the judgment of the Court of Appeal, and that would have been a case done for. But unfortunately, because if you were in the Supreme Court, like I was, we were there as early as 8:30 in the morning. And when he started running this judgment, on every aspect of that case, he condemned the Supreme Court condemned the federal government of Nigeria. In fact, they used the word illegality not less than 20 times. The killing of people at Nnamdi Kanu's father's compound, they even named the number of people killed, the rendition from Kenya, how he was kidnapped. It was difficult to believe that after condemning the security services for unauthorized and unorthodox behavior, kidnapping Nigerians and killing people anyhow, I have never seen a court with that kind of finality in terms of condemning public officers who were working for government, telling them, you don't take the laws into your hands, only to finally, because they said they disagreed with the appeal court, that the lower court had no jurisdiction. It was the basis of what they are doing, that they should now go back to that court because it has jurisdiction to hear the case in the first place. That's some of that. So if Nnamdi Kanu dies, after all this illegality, what case are they going to hear? This boy has been under detention for how many years now? Even the Supreme Court was asking all these questions too. The illegality that has been meted against him, and yet they still will go back again to the federal high courts, where we then will start begging for bail. He even condemned the government, that court, for revoking his bail. That was the exact statement of the Supreme Court. So you don't even know the basis of their final decision. So when people say that there is a judicial rascality in this country, you cannot but agree with those people, because unless it affects you, you won't appreciate why they said so. Because when you at the whole Supreme Court, everybody bent his face down. All lawyers were so astonished. To talk of embarrassment is an understatement. But in all cases,
it wasn't the place of the Supreme Court to release someone charged with treason and treasonable felony. That's the place of the president. The case is not between the Chief Justice of Nigeria and Nnamdi Kanu. The case is between the state and Nnamdi Kanu. And when you talk of the state, you talk of the president as the #1 citizen of Nigeria. There is no way the Supreme Court can release Nnamdi Kanu without the consent of the president, without the president authorizing it. It's impossible. It has never happened. During our own time, it wasn't the Supreme Court that released me. It wasn't the Supreme Court that released Asani Dukubo. It wasn't the Supreme Court that released Frederick Fashion. It wasn't the Supreme Court that released Gani Adams. So when has the Supreme Court come to play here? Why must it be Nnamdi Kanu now that the Supreme Court must release? Even if you go back to the era of Chief Apopini Awolowo, was it the Supreme Court that released him? So why must look at Sunday Igboho of yesterday, who was released from Benin Republic? Was it the Supreme Court that released him? Why must the Supreme Court release Nnamdi Kanu? People should stop deceiving us. The government should stop deceiving us. We are not children. The last video I made, I said that the Supreme Court is an arm of government. The federal government, the president can use the Supreme Court to release Nnamdi Kanu. He can release him on his own. But not to put it as if the Supreme Court doesn't release Nnamdi Kanu, then Nnamdi Kanu cannot be released. Nobody is expecting the Supreme Court to release him in the first place. We still expect the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu as Christmas gift to the Southeast. As they release Sunday Igboho, who is now living with his family in, I think, Canada or Germany. They should release Nnamdi Kanu. What has the Supreme Court got to do with this? When you want to talk about insecurity in the Southeast, was it caused by Nnamdi Kanu alone? What about the sponsors? The politicians? Recently, President Bola Tinubu's official told us that they know the sponsors of insecurity, not only in the Southeast, but in the Northeast. Boko Haram. Where are these sponsors? Where are they? Where have you tried them to court? You are holding only Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that is causing the insecurity in the Southeast? Is that what you want us to believe? He single-handedly conspired within himself alone, without any other person. Don't deceive us, please. Don't deceive us. We still expect President Bola Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. He's the only person that can do it. To enjoy with his family. He's been there for close to 3 years now. What has he done? What has he done? Sunday Igboho is also clamoring for Yoruba Oduduwa Republic. Nnamdi Kanu is clamoring for Biafra Republic. So what's the difference here? This one, you ask him to proceed to his destination, Germany. And this one, you abducted him to Nigeria to come and face trial. The Supreme Court Island said that because... Who are you really deceiving? Why are you not trying the sponsors of insecurity? Please release Nnamdi Kanu. Release him. Your hands are dirty, everybody. Your hands are dirty. I said it last time. When you are in government, the opposition will start doing all sorts of things to take power from you. They engage all these people you sponsor with arms and ammunition. By the time you occupy office, they will face you. You leave office, they will face these people coming in. You are all involved. That's why you cannot bring those you say you know that are causing insecurity. Then you are protecting only one person, making him the scapegoat. As if he's the worst person. While all of you are involved. I don't want to talk about those. Nnamdi Kanu should be released. If I don't support Nnamdi Kanu's release, who should I support? What should I support? If you have the like Sunday Igboho, was I not charged with treason and treasonable felony? Am I not charged? Was I not released? Was it the Supreme Court that released me? You are saying they should go back to the court.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say Bye-bye.